Okay, well, we did the front bumper. Now I've got to do the rear bumper, and believe it or not, this is going to be more difficult than the front. Why? Because I'm doing it by myself, and the front bumper, I had two brackets I could fit and then push the bumper on and it would rest. This one won't, so I've got to figure out a method of lifting the bumper and then being able to let go of it without it crashing to the floor or destroying my paintwork. I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I have tied two ropes here, and I'm going to tie them around the bumper. My plan then is to lift each side and pull on the rope and secure it, and do the same the other side and secure it. I'm going to see if I can do it without putting blankets over the wings. I may not. I'm going to see how it balances when I try lifting it. I don't know how good or bad that is going to be. That is where the fun's going to come in, and where I will be changing my underwear. Also, to let you know, progress on this vehicle, I now have the wheels, and I now have the new tyres for it, and I have the new nut spinners. All of those will be going on. There's not much I can show you on that because I would be taking it to a tyre shop. They will be doing it without me being there because they have 5 tyres and wheels to do it on. I have one of the wheels currently down at the powder coaters, section 8, and they will be blasting the wheel, powder coating it in the shiniest silver they can find, and that will be my spare. I have purchased an original size tyre for the spare. It is different to the ones that will be on the car. The ones that are on the car are 205. The ones that are the one that is going to be the spare is a 185. And the reason I did that is because it's got to fit in the spare wheel well, and a 205 I don't think will fit in there. And besides, the tyre was a darn sight cheaper, and hopefully I will never have to use it. That's the theory. A theory that is mine. So, let's get on, tie this bumper, and see. Now, the main reason for doing this, as I said, because there are brackets at the end here, and they require 2 bolts. And there are these mounts here that require the single bolt. So my plan is to take these bolts out and then install them when the bumper is suspended near. That's the plan. I don't know how that's going to work. And just a word of warning for you. I don't know how true this is now. There used to be 2 different types of mount. These are the same as the engine mounts, but they look the same. They are not the same. The engine ones, I believe, are made of a harder rubber and probably more expensive. These ones, I couldn't tell you whether they're engine or whether they're bumper mounts, but it doesn't matter because I'm using them on the bumper. On the engine, I have bought the upgraded engine mounts. So just do be aware of that. Don't think that you can just take one of these and use it as an engine mount. I believe the rubber is not as strong, and obviously with the torque of the engine, it will just tear it. Okay, so that's a total aside from the rear bumper. Let me now get it tied off and start pulling it up, and which I'll show you the fun. Don't go away. Okay, we are partly there. So I'm just raising it up, a bit left, a bit right, and then take it from there. I'll take the string, and then lift it up, close, not there yet, knock it back round, and I must admit that doing it on the boot hinge, because it's sharp, it kind of holds it in position. Yes, you know, it's an imposition. Okay, that. Lift it up a bit more. Close. All right, we'll get there for the moment. Just got to make sure you don't let go of this damn rope. Otherwise that puppy's going to fly backwards. And you're going to be crying. And you may wonder why I do it with the loop like this. Old Boy Scout trick, because then you just pull on this and it releases it. So we're close there. Close. Let's get it up a little more. See? Comes undone, just it's easy. Okay. That's as near as damn it for the moment. Got the old loopy through there. Oops, a bit too much there. A bit too much of loopy loo. Here we go, loopy loo. Here we go, loopy loo. Here we go, loopy loo. All on the side of the loo. And who remembers that? If you remember that, and you're English, you're as fucking old as me. Oopsie, rolling. So it's close. No, a little bit more. A little bit more this side. Okay, let's just do that a little more. There we go. Just gonna hold that there. That's good. Slip that through there. Right. Now it is held roughly in position. I'm going to tug it up a little more, just to try and get this lined up a bit closer. And I'll be back. Going to stop you there just while I get it up that last little bit. Okay, as you can see, it's nearly there. I've managed to get the one bolt in this side. I'm having difficulty with this side. I've taken out the mount and enlarged the hole so I can wiggle things around. That is probably due to the fact that I have replaced all of this panel here and replaced the mounts. So when I did it, I might have been slightly off. There's no two ways of arguing about it. Might have been just a little bit off. So it's going to be a little fiddly while I finish that piece over there. I've stopped at the moment because it's one of those jobs I'm getting angry. So I walked away. I'm going to come back to it later. My hands are sore now through trying to fiddle it in. And once I've completed getting that bolt in, then I'll be able to remove the tape and put in the other bolts. And I'll try and show you, where they are and how they all hang together. And then I'll be putting in the rubber seal that goes all the way across here, and then that will be the end of the video. What's today? Shit, I don't even know what today is, hang on. It's the 9th of October. I've got a couple of things to do next week. So you may not get this until the week of the 17th, but we'll see. I'll do my best to try and get it out before then. Maybe just spend a few minutes trying to get the bolt in. All right, don't go away. I'll be back in the next clip. Okay, sorry you're having to look at me. Slight change of plan here, something you may want to consider doing. I enlarged the holes on the mounting rubbers so that I could move things around a bit, and whilst it got it close, it didn't get it quite right. In the end, what I did in order to mount the rear bumper was take the mount not connected to the body, put in the large bolt in the center, and then finagled the 2 bolt holes on the outside of the mount over onto the body. I think one of the main reasons that I'm having to do this, actually let's say there's two reasons. One is that, you know, I did replace those mounts when I hacked out what was a very rusty rear end of my Mark II, and the other is that the manufacture of these mounts are not precise, and there is a little give in the rubber. So, you know, it could be, you know, 1/4 of an inch one way, 1/8 of an inch one way, 1/8 of an inch the other, and that will then cause the problem. Anyway, what I did is I drilled the holes bigger than I needed to for the mount to the body. I then mounted the mounts onto the bumper while still being held in position with my little rope thingy, and then finagled, twisted, pushed the brackets, the mounts onto the body. The next trick is to get the nuts on, because it's not easy. There's not a lot of room there. It's possible. Believe me, it's possible. Then the side mounts, which have these special little brackets on, there is a gap between the bracket and the bumper itself, or the bumper mount, of I would say 1/2 inch, 3/8, something like that. So I'm going to put spacers on there. I'm not going to try and squeeze the bumper in. You know, I'm not going to be able to move this bumper in. You know, let's be serious about it. Does it matter? No, because it's still going to look pretty good. The curve of the bumper follows the curve of the body. Why I need to put spacers in, I must admit, I'm really not sure. However, it's what I got to do to get it fitted. So I'm going to go down the road. I'll buy myself some 3/8 1/2-inch tubing, and I will in stainless or something, you know, zinc coated, and I will make up some spacers to do this. That way it'll be secure. Now, you know that you can tell just by looking at my bumper, it's not in the best condition. It really isn't. But unfortunately, finances dictate. I'm not rich like some of the guys out there, and I want to get my baby on the road. I was hoping this year, but it's October now. I really don't see it happening. My brother's coming out to visit me in December. We'll progress it a lot more, but honestly, no. It's going to be next year sometime before this baby is on the road and before I can start it. There's so much to do, and there's so many things I want to do. You know, I'm going to put in AC. I'm going to reverse the polarity. I'm going to have to buy different pulleys. There is so much to do. It's a nightmare, but it's a fun nightmare. So there you go. The bumper is there. It's in position. I tell you what, why don't I push this video out now? All I can tell you is the only other thing I'm going to do is put on the rubber seal. You know, it's not rocket science, guys. You tuck the rubber seal on and it goes up against the bodywork. You know, you take the tape off. I think if you're working on a Mark II Jaguar and you're at this stage, you've already pulled any hair out that you have. So sorry. I'm gonna pump this one out. I wasn't going to. Oh, dude, excuse me. I have the rubber seal. Hang on, let's see if I can show you. Here she is. This is the rubber seal. Has a nice little lip on it. And, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know which way up it goes. Oh, there it is. So we'll tuck that in there. We'll make it look pretty. You know. Oh, please. Do excuse me. I've got a damn frog in my throat. So we'll... Hang on, I've got to stop this. Sorry, I'm coming back. Okay, sorry about that. Frog in the throat. This is where the seal will go. Now, it is going to be an absolute painus inus rectimus to get it in there and in the correct position. It is not going to be fun. It is going to take a lot of struggle, and whilst I could show you the struggle, there's really no point. You are going to have to struggle like I'm going to have to struggle to get this in here and make this seal look as best as it can. It may be that I need to bring the bumper further out. I'm not sure about that yet. The only reason I say that is because it's tucked in under here, and this seal doesn't look like it's a tuck in under seal. So I may need to pull the bumper out slightly in order to fit it, in which case the bolts that I have in are too fucking short, and the brackets, well, they look as if they're lined up correctly. I'm sorry, I can't be much more help than that. This is a fun thing to sort out. If I discover any wonderful little tricks, it'll be in the next video. Right now I'm going to pump this one out so that you guys can have a fucking good laugh.